What stood out to you about your group on Saturday night?
I think as a whole, the defense played really, really hard, gave tremendous effort, executed in a lot of different ways, a bunch of individual standout performances as well. But as always, I mean, there's obviously things we got to get cleaned up, whether it be pre-snap with communication, which it always starts with, is winning the pre-snap. And, obviously we want to clean up some of those missed tackles there. We had a few too many of those, which, our goal was to play physical in the pass game, and I think we sacrificed a little bit of our tackling fundamentals to play physical. So there's something obviously we got to clean up moving forward for this week here, because obviously we're going to have to make tackles in open space.
With the challenge that New Mexico presents, everyone does talk about the option, but they have thrown, it seems like at least these first two games, and you look at what they did in fall camp, they're throwing a little more. What is maybe how it's, at least what you've seen, maybe a slightly different challenge this year?
Yeah, and so obviously there's an added dimension there where they're, throwing the ball a little bit more. They have good wide receivers that are very capable. Obviously they get the ball to the backs as well out of the backfield. So it's like any other game. We got to be ready to face and handle the different issues that the pass game poses, and obviously the run game.
With the backup quarterback that came in their last game and almost led them back to the comeback, Jordan's obviously been there for a while.
Right.
How do you kind of look at that? Are you expecting? I guess you said Jordan's a starter, but do you have to prepare for both guys there?
Yeah, no different. It's no different the last couple of years because they've always had a second quarterback that is a little bit more of a thrower. So it's pretty typical of what we have to prepare for. Obviously the backup came in and did a nice job last week, moving the ball up and down the field and stuff. So we got to be ready to face both.
I think their last 5 games they've had 5 different leading rushers. I know. What is it about that system where it really doesn't? I'm not saying that the person doesn't matter, but just there's so many different guys that just the system just works.
Right. So I think that's good for any offense, any defense, is use their personnel as many of them as you can because it's a long season, and obviously you want to get you want to get your guys in the best position that are most productive, that are your best players. But I think they do a good job of using their personnel.
Talk about pre-snap. I guess I can't speak for every play, obviously, but how good is DeAndre Pierce pre-snap? Because it just seems like there are a few players. One he didn't quite finish, but he's like moving in a direction before it almost even happens.
Extremely high football IQ. DeAndre spends a lot of time preparing. He's making a lot of it's his job as a safety to make a lot of the pre-snap communication to his side of the field. And he does a really good job of that stuff. There was a few times where us as a whole, as a defense, we got to do a better job communicating to eliminate explosive plays. But DeAndre does a really good job, and he plays fast. He plays with great eye control.
You look at the stat line that Leighton posted: 16 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. He's a starter and he's a captain, but he seems to have an ability to always exceed expectations. How would you kind of assess his play through 2 games?
Very proud of him. He's worked tremendously hard. It's good to see the hard work pay off for an individual who's extremely humble as well. Comes to work every single day. Not only does his very best to prepare himself, but prepare those around him. He's obviously, as always, there's things that we got to keep getting better at. And obviously we're going to have our hands full this week with playing against a triple option. So.
Andy, you kind of go through the play Curtis Weaver scored on. And
yeah.
Just kind of what you saw there, how that came to be, and what you thought of his 55-yard dash.
I'll give you the edited version of the 55-yard dash. But, that was exciting. I mean, so happy for those guys. And it really starts once again with the coverage giving those guys, giving the rushers time to get to the quarterback. Quarterback had a hold on the ball because the coverage did a great job on that particular play, and they were actually taking a shot. There was a double move type play. The coverage did a really good job handling it, gave the 2 edge rushers time to get there. And obviously Jabril did a great job getting there and causing the turnover. And then Curtis happened to be in the right spot at the right time. And he did what we talked about doing when we get the ball in our hands. And it was very exciting. It was a long, it seemed like 10 minutes for the 55 yards. But it was fun. It was very exciting for those individuals and for the defense as a whole. and for their coaches who've spent a lot of time working on those things in terms of the the finish on the quarterback.
For 8 months, we kept asking about Young and the experience and all this. You were very confident. It seemed like you knew this defense would be good and answer the challenge. And, I know it's 2 games and there's a long way to go, but is it nice to at least let fans, media, whoever see kind of what you guys thought this defense could be?
Yeah, I mean we're talked to the defense last night. Us coaches talked to the defense last night about how proud we are of how hard they've been working, how hard they've been playing in the games. So yeah, we're very proud of those guys. Obviously there's a lot of area for improvement. We have to learn with each and every game due to the lack of experience. We got to keep learning. There's every single week we got to come back and we got to start the process over. And with the young group and obviously on a short week that could be challenging. So we have to keep the task at hand and make sure that that's our focus in preparing every single week.
Tyson was saying last week that they did kind of hear that people said they're young and inexperienced and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know if you used this motivation, or could you tell the players maybe we're kind of using that to kind of as an extra chip, just the fact that no one really knew who some of these guys were talking about them, things like that? Yeah, I mean
motivation comes from all different sources, angles, and all that stuff, and we focus on ourselves here and what we need to do and what we're capable of doing, and I think the guys have bought into that, and they understand that if Coach Harsin talks about the process all the time, the process we need to commit to and focus on every single week to be successful, and I think those guys have bought into that.
We saw Gabe Perez for the first time this season on Saturday. What did he do? What you see out of him, and also like his path to getting on the field, what that means to you guys and all that? Yeah,
so Gabe jumped in the game last week and did a really good job, especially in the run game. Had a great presence. Him and Will Hefner did a great job in the run game when they had their personnel packages to go in the game. Was very excited for those guys, and obviously Gabe being with his injuries and the things he's had to battle since he's been here at Boise State. But once again, you talk about a humble guy that works extremely hard, and you want to see nothing but the best for. So I was very excited for him. I think our coaches were very excited for him to jump in there and do what he was able to do.
You guys forced 3 turnovers for a second game in a row. Gotta imagine that's a nice sight to see, especially with all the offseason work you guys put in.
Yeah, it was good. It's good to see the guys attacking the ball. It's still a work in progress, like anything else, and it's just something that we got to emphasize, and I think it creates energy. When the way we work on it now, I think our coaches do a great job of doing it in a positive way and creating energy with it and making it fun, and obviously that emphasis right now is paying off for us, and we got to find ways to keep working on that.
You haven't had too many blown coverages, things like that, but you had that one long one. I think you ended up holding them to a field goal, if that's the right one.
Yep.
What kind of, I guess, on that?
Okay, so we a little miscommunication there, a little misfire, self-inflicted wound, a couple different areas there, but obviously we got to get that cleaned up. But I think the thing that you see there, and Coach Caldwell is responsible for pursuit, in terms of our defense and monitoring it and just making sure that we're at where we need to be. And you could see, not only the job he does, but the buy-in by our players, and Keikoa making that touchdown saving tackle and almost getting the ball out. It was a tremendous play. It was the first thing we talked to the guys about when we got into the locker room at halftime, is just about the effort that their brother gave to give us another shot to fight on the field, and that's just the way we got to play.
What's this turnaround like for you in this defense to go from you guys got done at midnight Saturday against a team that throws the ball a ton to having to play Thursday at 6 o'clock against New Mexico? What's it been like? And you guys knew this was coming, so how have you tried to prepare for that, knowing that there's going to be such a turnaround and such a change in style?
Right. It's difficult, but it's college football. You go from a passing air raid style offense to a triple option, but we prepare for this all off season. The guys have done a great job preparing all off season, and to get to where we're at right now, and we're further ahead right now than we obviously if we wouldn't have prepared in the off season. So going in today's practice, we have a real good base on, the things that we need to get done and an understanding of what we're going to face. Obviously, with the youth and inexperience, we have a lot of work cut out for us in a very short amount of time, so we got to be very efficient. We talked to these guys last night just about simplifying their lives here for the next few days and focusing on school and ball and really preparing themselves and sacrificing some of the other things.
Andy, you have to face the option twice a year in this division.
Mhm.
How does that change how you do prepare in the offseason? How much
Yeah.
do you study these two teams because you know that twice
Yeah.
a year you're going to have to deal with it?
Yeah, we spent a lot of time in the off season, working on different things, studying. As we do with all our opponents, we spend preseason analysis and breakdown on all our opponents. But obviously, with the two teams on our side of the division that do a really, really good job and have been really, really successful, not only on our side of the division but in general as football programs, they've done a really good job. So we have to spend a lot of time on it. Yeah.
Two more guys.
When you struggle with something like maybe the option, how do you make sure that it's not like necessarily a stigma though, and that you kind of have that mentality to go out and it can be conquered, I guess?
Well, I mean, I think our guys got a much better base, especially after last year for the option. And obviously, like I talked about, we got some new guys in some roles that maybe haven't played as much against the option. But I think it's like anything else. It's about building that confidence. You need to be able to go out there and execute your assignments, play fast, and finish in the open field in the one-on-one situations.
How impressed have you been with what Curtis Weaver has brought? And
Mhm.
I mean, the guy was 287 pounds
Yeah.
a year ago. I
Yeah.
mean, I haven't seen that. In terms of how you use that. So what has impressed you about him and in this past year that he's been here?
Right. So Curtis has done an unbelievable job, as you can imagine, working off the field with the strength staff and in his diet, and really changing his body and developing himself. He's gotten stronger. He's more explosive. He's always been a good pass rusher. I mean, we saw that on the high school film, and he has some ability there and stuff. But just him developing himself, obviously as a person and as a player is what we're focusing on, and just helping him grow in all those areas. But he's worked hard, and he's obviously got some things he's got to continue to work hard on to improve. But once again, it's exciting to see for these guys have some success, due to their hard work.